What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today we're going to talk about it. Washington falls to the Seattle Seahawks 29-26 in a game where we have to say it, we have to talk about it. Personnel decisions that has been made by this team had doomed us. This was a game that towards the end of the game, Montez Sweat and Chase Young would have been very valuable to us. I mean, they would have put enough pressure on Geno Smith to make this game a game that they won and walked away with a victory, instead of a game in which Geno Smith and DK Metcalf found a way towards the end of the game to basically march the team down, march Seattle down the field with 50-something seconds left on the clock. Ron's bad clock management, and you're also talking about all the penalties down the stretch. Found a way, Seattle finds a way to rip victory from the hands of Washington. And it's almost like they find a way to lose all the time. Again, I'm going to say this, Sam Howell actually had a good game. He actually had a good game. But I wonder how many people are going to talk about the fact that he checked it down so much this game. He checked it down a whole lot. Brian Robinson had 100 and something yards receiving out of the backfield. That's crazy. We haven't seen that type of production from a running back since Alex Smith was here. So we're talking about an adjustment that Eric Bieniemy made, or the fact that Sam Howell just couldn't throw to anybody open. Jahan Dotson was targeted twice in the game and had no catches. I mean, it's like they almost find a different way to lose every time they get an opportunity. And this goes back to what I said last week about having the audacity to play down to your competition. And here you are now playing up to your competition and still finding a way to lose. Washington as a team is not good enough to win in a shootout. They're just not. They're not good enough to take on a team like Seattle and win in the shootout. You can't do it. Washington can't do it. And you can't play like you want to have success, but then play down when you face teams that you feel you're going to beat. Because guess what? That level of playing down, that means you don't know how to win, even when you're in a situation of absolute victory. Ron Rivera, had a bad day at the office. You're talking about they wasted timeouts. They wasted timeouts that they could have used later in the game, but guess what? Because they already burned them, there was nothing they can do. And then he burns another one to ice the kicker, which I kind of understand, but I don't think it was necessary. It's 3 seconds left on the clock. I don't know how much that was going to change him making the kick, because they said that his longest kick was 61 yards. and I know that there's this comparison out there where everybody's talking about the numbers that Sam Howell has versus other guys who started just as many games as him. But let's talk about a guy that ever since all y'all want to talk about rookie classes and things like that, or this is his rookie season, this is also C.J. Stroud's rookie season. C.J. Stroud has 15 touchdowns and 2 interceptions and damn near the exact same amount of yardage as Sam Howell. And he doesn't throw as much as Sam Howell, but god almost nearly the same amount of yardage as Sam Howell. Almost the exact same amount. Less interceptions, the same amount of touchdowns. He threw his second interception today. Sam Howell is tied for second with the most interceptions in the NFL. He sacked the most. But yet and still we're talking about the fact that he throws 50 billion times. He threw a lot in this game too. And it's not a factor of, it's just that his numbers seem so gaudy because he's throwing so much. But again, I'm not saying that he played bad. He didn't play bad. It's just that watching C.J. Stroud, to me, made me say, well, when will Sam Howell get there? Like in all honesty, it made me say that. Watching C.J. Stroud made me say, when will Sam Howell get there? A guy who's safe with the ball. Now, again, he didn't throw an interception this game, which is kind of crazy because he almost did several times. And he got away with it. It's so sad to see this team lose games where they think they're better than the team that they're facing. You know what I'm saying? Where, again, you play up to Seattle, you play up to Philly, you play up to Buffalo, but then you play down to Arizona, you play down to Atlanta, you play down to New England, you play down to the Giants. And all those games, the Giants game you lost. The other 3 games you almost lost. It's nerve-wracking sometimes to watch this team play like they do. And don't get me wrong, I'll say this. Seattle has an amazing defensive back. Defensive back. Like that, their defensive backs are some of the best. And I will say this. I think that they might actually be better than the Legion of Boom in regards to skill, talent, and ability. Like the group that they got now is incredible. I mean, you're talking about Devin Witherspoon is being thrown at, and he's making plays, and he's being thrown at because people fear throwing to Tariq Woolen side. And you talking about Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs, like they have an incredible secondary, and absolutely incredible. And I mean, that's a secondary that you could sit there and just be like, wow, how amazing is that? Who's their secondary coach? Because that guy is coaching these defensive backs very well. And I have to talk about that because our wide receiving core didn't have a lot of impact in this game. Don't get me wrong, Terry McLaurin had catches, De'Ami Brown had a big catch, but a lot of our offense was to the running backs. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, that was a lot of our offense. And I mean, I'm not complaining about it, but it seems like it's just another way to be able to lose. And it's like Washington can never pull these type of victories out. They can never get these type of victories. They can never beat a team that marching down the field is able to make a play 3 minutes to go and either get 38 seconds to go and either make a big play or get a touchdown or get a field goal. No, it's always something. The Joey Sly field goal bit us in the butt at the end of the game. Because guess what? If you have 29, because I think that would have only made it 27. So yeah, it still wouldn't matter because he missed the extra point. I just don't know. I mean, to me, this goes back to what is the next step now, because we've seen losses happen. Not only that, the game this morning where we see New England go back to the levels of scoring that they went to after scoring 17 on us. They had not scored over 14 points in any game this year, and we were the team that they got their highest point total out on. And then they played the very next game in Germany, and all they muster is 6 points. 6. We gave them 17, and they got 6 points against Indianapolis. It's hard to be happy about this team because, you know, like, every time you turn around, all the talk is about the development of this young quarterback. Nobody was on board for that. You telling me we can't develop a quarterback and win? We can't develop a young quarterback and win? Like, why is that not possible? Why can we not develop a young quarterback and win? We got a very tough road to travel now. It's tougher now than what it was prior to the Seattle game. Dallas handed the Giants another butt whooping. And I'm worried about this Giants game. Like, do y'all understand how that sounds? Like, I'm concerned about us in the Giants game because we've always been a team where a player like Tommy DeVito ends up being the star of the game, ends up finding his groove against us. And like I said, it's incredible at how when you have something, you don't know how special it is. Then when you don't have it in a game like this, where Chase Young and Montez could have been a huge impact, you end up losing the game because your pass rush isn't getting there as quickly as it did. That's why St. Juice got chewed up like he did. We can't blame the refs. We can't blame the 12th man. There was a lot of self-inflicted things that happened in this game. And understand that our pathway gets tougher. It doesn't get easier, it gets tougher. And we're already 6 games down. We got to win 5 games to get to 9 just to even think about making the playoffs. And with the team still on the docket, it's hard to even muster that. Dallas twice. Dallas, like when you think about 5 games, Dallas twice, Miami, the 49ers, and Dallas twice, the 49ers, and Dallas twice, the 49ers, the Dolphins. That's 4 games right there. That's 4 games right there. 4. Yeah, I don't know how far this team can go. And if the focus of this season was the development of a young quarterback, you should have let all us fans know that from the get-go. Because all of us fans were not thinking that, oh, the development of the quarterback also entailed us not being successful during the season. That we were going to have to go through the ups and downs of this. I mean, Eric Bieniemy is doing everything he can to show that he deserves the job. But again, personnel decisions and bad clock management, poor defense is getting us tore up. Jahan Dotson had 2 targets in this game. 2. 0 catches. 0. Sam Howell threw three touchdowns. 1 to a wide receiver. 1 went to a wide receiver. We got to find a. Never mind. We don't have to find a way to win. Now that we know that because again, every time Ron gets an opportunity, he talks about Sam Howell and his development. So that means that already Ron has showed us that winning is not in his frame of mind. He could care less about winning. He doesn't care. He does not care about winning. He cares about the development of Sam Howell. That's what he wants his legacy to be. Well, I was able to develop a quarterback. I never did it before. Finally, I went on and said, hey, why don't I develop one now? After all those years in Carolina where you could have found ways to develop Cam Newton. When you could have found a way to help Taylor Heineke develop a little bit more. Dwayne Haskins. Now, let me go ahead and develop this quarterback now. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this team going forward? How do y'all feel even about Montez and Chase? Do y'all think that Montez and Chase would have made a difference in regards to the pass rush if they were on the team in this game? Because this game was very close and they could have made a huge impact. And I'm not going to talk about how good they both look on their new teams. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this? Are all y'all on the same page as Ron Rivera? Y'all just care about the development of the quarterback and that's it. We lose, we win. And I'm going to tell y'all something again. I've said this before and I'll keep saying it again. This upcoming draft has a lot of superior talent at quarterback. And I'm talking about it goes from Caleb Williams all the way down to Jaden Daniels. There are a lot of really skilled quarterbacks coming in this draft. And I'm going to be honest. I would rather have a young guy that I can get the 5th-year option out of him than to sit up here and have a guy where he'll be hitting free agency before you know it. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel? Again, I'm not saying Sam Howell played bad because he did play well. But again, what was he supposed to do? He couldn't get the ball down the field as much as he wanted to. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How do y'all feel about this season? How do y'all feel what would have happened if Chase Young and Montez was on this team? Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune. I got to say this. I want to thank all of you. Because I'm on the road to 500 subscribers and I couldn't do it without y'all. I ask y'all to please help me. Help me get to that 500, baby. Because then I'll be able to really do some stuff and I'll be able to do videos outside of the studio and everything. So again, I thank all of the subscribers and I say, y'all, I'm on the road to 500. Subscribe. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.